Hello, everybody. It is that time of year where we get to play Christmas songs. I'm so excited to be bringing you Silent Night. This is one of those songs, maybe it's your favorite, maybe it's not. I'm sure it's one that you know and that you're familiar with, and I feel like it's one that I end up playing or singing almost every year. I have this arrangement. It is for octave mandolin, but could also totally be played on mandolin. If you'd like to hear what that sounds like, then you can skip to the end of this video where I will have a playthrough on mandolin. But yeah, go grab an instrument, grab a pick, go download the sheet music tab. Sheet music is going to be in my description, and let's jump into it. Okay, so if you've downloaded the sheet music, you are ready to start learning. Now, I do want to preface this by saying this is a pretty basic arrangement as far as playability. I think if you are a beginner, and by beginner I mean somebody, who started playing the mandolin a couple months ago or within the year, then I think you could totally learn this. It might take a little time, a little practice, but I think it's doable. And you did hear in the arrangement, yes, there are some double stops, and by double stops, I mean 2 notes played at a time, or more than 2 notes played at a time. But don't let that scare you, because the shapes are not crazy, especially if you already know your open G chord, your open C chord, your D chord, and your A chord, which most mandolin players learn those very, very quickly in their journey. A lot of the double stops are just open strings, nothing to be scared of. I'm gonna walk you through it. So we're gonna start by talking about the time signature. Now, by time signature, I'm meaning those 2 little numbers over on the left-hand side of the music at the very beginning. That's gonna tell us how many beats are in a measure. That lets us know how we need to count out this song. So our time signature says 3/4, which means we're gonna have 3 beats in every measure. So we're gonna be counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so on, so forth. I dropped my pick. We'll see how many times I do that in this video. So we've got 3 beats in a measure. Now, why this is important is, one, just so you know rhythmically what you're counting to in each measure, but also this song kind of has a lullaby type of feel to it, and you really want beat 3 to catapult you right back into beat 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So you can think of it almost like a waltz. It's the same kind of rhythm. We also have our key signature, and that is also on the left-hand side of the music. It's right before the time signature. And the key signature tells us that we've got 2 sharps. Now, I have a whole separate video on keys if you're interested in that, but I wouldn't worry too much about that, especially you've got the tab down beneath you so you can know exactly what frets you're supposed to play, and it'll sound really bad if you play a wrong note. So don't worry too much about that, but basically what that means is you've got your 2nd finger on the 4th fret, on the D string and A string. That's your F sharp and C sharp. All right, so let's jump into this. So we've got a double stop opening the song, but it's just 2 open strings, so it's your D string and A string. And especially if you're playing this on octave, it's a little bit of a combination between strumming and just single note picking, because single note picking, you're just playing 1 string at a time. So your wrist is fixed and you're just hitting the string that you want to hit. But now when you have to play 2 strings at a time, your motion of course has to get wider. So as you're playing this, you can actually let your wrist move. It doesn't have to be fixed in that position. It can be. You just have to make sure that you move that wrist enough to hit both of those strings, but it's okay to let it move and to use a little bit of a bigger motion than you normally would if you were just playing single notes. Our rhythm in this first measure is going to go 1, 2, and 3. Quarter note, 2 eighth notes, another quarter note. 1, 2, and 3. All of these are open strings except your B or your second fret here on the A string. So I'll do that one more time. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Moving on, we've got a half note and another big chord, but it's 2 open strings. You're only going to put down 1 finger. I know it looks scary, but it's not. So we are playing the 4th fret on our D string with our open A, open E. It's a really, really pretty chord. And you want to make sure that you play the D string louder. There's my pick again. And you know what? If you're dropping your pick, I'm going to say that's a good thing because it means you're relaxed, which is super important. Anyway, you want to play that F sharp note louder than the open A and open E because that is your melody note. Throughout this whole arrangement, you really want to be conscious of what the melody is doing. So the melody is the part that you would sing, Silent Night. And so it's that F sharp note. So we want to make sure that that's really clear and that's heard because that's the part of the song that people are going to know. We're going to hold that for 2 beats. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're back to the beginning. And guess what? The next 2 measures are just a repeat. So you already know those. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we move into measure 5, which is a big chord, but all it is, if you know an open A shape, A major chord shape, that's what this is. It's just the 2nd fret on the G string and the A string. Everything else open. Nice big chord, so really make sure your pick hits all of those strings. You really play into that, but not too harsh. Just, you're really playing through all of those strings, letting it ring out again for 2 whole beats. 1, 2, 3. Open E on beat 3. We've got another half note, and it's going to be here. So this one is the 4th fret on the A string, played with your 2nd finger and open E. 1, 2, 3, and we've got 2 eighth notes there. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So then we're hitting this D on our A string, 5th fret with our open D string below it. 1, 2, 3, and then another double stop. 1, 2, 3. So the whole second line sounds like this, and I'm going to count out the rhythm for you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Which leads us nicely into this G chord in measure 9. You should know a G chord right here. And that's what this is, except we're just not playing the E string note. So you're just playing your G string, D string, and A string. Holding that for 2 beats. 1, 2, 3. Next measure. 1, 2, and 3. And one thing I forgot to mention, whenever you have eighth notes, you want to make sure your pick is going down up. Everything else can be all downstrokes. The only thing that you're going to use your upstrokes on, or you should be using your upstrokes on, is on those eighth notes. So in this measure, when you hit that C sharp or that 4th fret in measure 10, that should be an upstroke. So you're going down, down, up, down. So all of your eighth notes are going to be down, up. Hopefully that makes sense. So we've got measure 10, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're back to our opening phrase here in measure 11. 1, 2, and 3. So you already know that. And then 1, 2, 3. That's all of line 3. I'll go ahead and play that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, good news. We continue to repeat that. Or not continue to repeat that, but that third line repeats in line 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Only difference is here, instead of going back down to the F sharp, you come up to open A, because you're leading to the climax of the song, which is in measure 17 and 18. We've got a nice full A chord again. This should be nice and loud and sustaining. 1, 2, 3. This is our next double stop. It does sound a little strange. When it's not in context, it can sound wrong, but it's not wrong. You have 3rd fret and 4th fret, G, C sharp, and I just use my 2nd finger and 3rd finger and just kind of tuck my 2nd finger under there. If you're on octave, then you shouldn't have any problem doing that. It might be a little different on mandolin, but I will have a playthrough for mandolin at the end of this video, if you're interested. And here we have a new kind of rhythm, and that is a dotted quarter note. So a quarter note gets 1 beat. If you add a dot to a quarter note, it now gets 1.5 beats. I don't know what I'm doing with my fingers here, but 1.5 beats is what a dotted quarter note would get. And then we've got an 8th note and then beat 3. So how we would count that out would be 1, 2, and 3. I'll do that again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Now in measure 19, we do have could be potential bar chord, but you do not have to play this as a bar chord. So this would be a B minor chord, and I think I played it as a bar where you're just pivoting, you're bringing your thumb under, your wrist is out, kind of more like a guitar shape, and you're gonna bar the 4th fret, and then your 2nd finger comes here. Okay, that's one option. Really, really pretty. The other option is just to play 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. That also works just fine. So whichever one of those you want to do, this probably will be a transition that you're going to need to practice to get it smooth. But to me, this chord really makes the whole song. I love this minor chord here. And it goes from minor, and you're going to hold this for a full 3 beats. So a dotted half note gives you three full beats. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then in measure 20, we are going to basically an open D chord, but just without the lowest string. So it's a D chord. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play all of line 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then we've got one more line. That last line is fairly simple at this point if you've done all the rest of it. 1, 2. We've got another one of those dotted quarter notes. So that kind of funky rhythm, 1, 2, and 3. and I will use my fourth finger for that G, at least on octave. That way here in measure 22, I can just keep my first finger on the second fret or on the E and just reach, because we're coming right back to that note, as opposed to moving my whole hand up to hit that G and then coming back down. I just don't like the way that that sounds as much, and it's just a little bit more of a hassle. And then you're gonna slow down, or I would suggest that you slow down a little bit, make the ending feel final and complete. And you're just gonna play open, 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 and then take your time, wait, and then that last chord. You're gonna let that ring out, and there you have it. That is Silent Night. Let me go ahead and play that last line for you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So it might take some practice. It might take some time. Maybe this is fairly easy for you. And if it is, then great. I would say I would really focus on clarity in your tone and being relaxed, and maybe even, playing this in front of some friends and family, maybe filming yourself, just getting used to playing under pressure. And this would be a great song to play for Christmas, for family, for friends, Christmas parties, wherever you want to play it. It's really pretty, and it's also slow. So no need to try to get the tempo up on this one. It's supposed to be slow. It's supposed to be laid back. So really just relax into it. You guys know how much I talk about relaxing, especially when you're playing a slow song. You don't want it to feel uptight. You want it to feel relaxed. Let me know, of course, if you have any questions down in the comments below. And I'd love to know, if you guys end up learning this arrangement, what you think of it. And if you want to hear the mandolin version, here you go.